All right, y'all. Welcome to Street Church. Congregation, come on in. And for first time visitors, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, I'm going to be talking about Jesse Waters. He is a Fox anchor. He has his own primetime show. Jesse Waters is on primetime now. Waters World, right? And he's a co-host on the Fox show The Five with Greg Gutfeld, Judge Janine, um, Dana Pereiro, and it's always people. This Democrat liberal that's on there, or progressive, whatever you want to call her, Jessica Tarloff, uh, and like they switch guests. With what is it, Harold or Gerald Ford Jr., Harold Ford Jr., and some other people that they switch over with from here and there, and then they had Piers Morgan on there and stuff. So the three core is Jesse Waters, Judge Janine, and Greg Gutfeld, and the show is called The Five. Anyway, on his primetime show, um, he had a report that he was doing about these border patrol vigilantes, right? They wasn't sanctioned by the United States, like local, state, or federal government. I believe they were just vigilantes deciding to go to the border, southern border, and um, deal with certain immigrants, right? Migrants crossing the border. And their main interests seem to be what they call gotaways. Okay, so I looked at it. I'm looking at it, right? And now they are a private entity called Arizona Border Recon, right? So I'm believing that they chartered, chapter group started in Arizona, right? Arizona Border Recon. I'm going to assume that that's where they're from. But they have taken it upon themselves to discourage people from migrating to the U.S. the way that they're migrating through the southern border, right? Um, and I watched Jesse Waters commend them for this, and I don't believe it's a good thing. It really turned me off from Jesse Waters altogether. But I'm just willing to give people, right, a chance and the benefit of the doubt. But he's done a couple things, said a few things um, that I think was out there, out of bounds. Let me just say that. For a lack of a better word, I believe that he talks out of bounds a lot, and I believe that if he doesn't be more careful to say what he's gonna say, he's gonna get himself in a situation where he may even lose his job at Fox for it. Because things can get critical, and when they need somebody on the chopping block, they know to let people just talk, right? We've seen it happen with Tucker Carlson, and I know that there's more components to why he was, let go from Fox, but things people say can end up making them lose their job. We in the media, especially, I know it, right? And he's there because he said a lot of things that are out of bounds and out of character. It has nothing to do with being conservative. It just has his views, right? His views um, on being who he is. It's a telltale for him too. He reminds me of a male version of Laura Ingraham, outspoken to the point of being offensive and out of bounds a lot of times. That's what I mean by that. She's she's out of bounds. A lot of times she don't give a person even a chance to do a sound bite, right? To have a good sound bite that would leave some impact on the hearers, right? She's just cutting them off and going to where she want to go with it. Um, and she on point as far as, whoever is helping her, like her staff, they on point. They be having the information down. But sometimes when she have guests, she cut them off at a crucial point where they just need to be heard. So Laura Ingraham, if you hearing this, and Jesse Waters, both of y'all say a lot of stuff that's offensive and out of bounds in a lot of ways. Um, and Laura Ingraham, you have a tendency to cut people off at the wrong part, to where the impact of that sound bite ain't even impactful because you cut them off at a point where there it needs to be heard and that person needs to continue to speak. And so I just find it I don't know, I just found it distasteful that you know what I'm saying, this is back to Jesse Waters, that you would commend these vigilantes. It's like you commended vigilantism. And you can, if you heard this and saw this video, Jesse Waters, I know you would spin it. But you shouldn't have did that. Like at that time with that particular segment, that report that you was doing, you should have been neutral. At the end, you commended them. You don't know what if they get in trouble and do something that is against the law? What if they harm, hurt, even kill an innocent person out there and you've just commended them? That's something that the media will be able to do, to just come at you in a way you do not need that coming at you. So why would you commend them? Like that's your personal feelings. Like they should be out there just doing, are they, and here's my question. If the state of Texas, because I know the US government under the Biden administration has not sanctioned that. But if the state of Texas, Governor Abbott, if he's deputized them, because that's what it would take, right? The sheriff's department of Texas, right? The state of Texas, right? Would have to sanction them, would have to deputize them to be able to be border patrol. Other than that, it's vigilantism. Vigilantism. It's being vigilantes, right? They're no better than the immigrants that come over here and cause trouble and tyranny, which is the reason why you commending them. Because yes, we all know that some of these immigrants, by not even by the thousands, but by the hundreds of thousands, even millions, right? Because they've already let in 8 million plus immigrants in. We know that a lot of them are doing what is wrong in this country. We know that they're doing stuff wrong against U.S. citizens, but you got to take your personal feelings out of it, your anguish, your anger out of it, your personal opinions out of it even, right? If you're not going to do it in a professional way, if you're not going to bring it to where, people can see that you have, I don't know, it almost sounds, it made me feel like you're prejudiced and bigots against immigrants and migrants. And I'm talking about how it made me feel, just because how you was talking. Like that, it was like, attaboy, get them. Get those illegal aliens. That's how you said it. That's how you commended them. That's how it felt. That's how it appeared. And perception is everything. Now, do I know your heart? No, I don't know your heart. But I'm telling you how it sounds. And I'm telling you, a lot of times on the 5, you sound like that. You sound like in private, your language be nastier. You and Laura Ingraham. It sounds like in private, your language would sound more bigoted, more racist, and more prejudiced than what it sounds like. It sounds like you're only taming your tone for the TV. That's the impression I get from you when I hear you or Laura Ingraham. And I watch Fox a lot. Because a lot of the stuff y'all say be on point. A lot. If it wasn't, I wouldn't even give you a shot. And I know that y'all giving me the best opinions and conversations about what's going on with the United States and the world abroad. Right? And I think that you're doing the least biased journalism on there, right? Because I can see the outright bias. I can see the bipartisanship between the media and the Democratic Party from other media outlets, okay? I can see it, and I can see that there's less going on of that over there in Fox, right? And I can see sound reasoning coming from you and the other guests on the 5, and I can even see it coming from you on prime time. But this right here, what you did with that Arizona Border Patrol vigilanteism that they got going on, and if they're not sanctioned by anybody in authority to give them, deputize them, it's illegal, and it's just as bad as illegal immigration. Vigilante, and that's what the title of it was. The title of that segment that you reported on was Vigilante Border Patrol. That's what you called it. Vigilante Border Patrol. So you probably need to get with, your staff who is doing these taper titles, the little things that go there, because you titled it that. You spoke on it in that way. And I just thought you commending them for work that might not be legal, that is illegal, wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. Anyway, this one is going to be really short because, there's no more to say about it. Hopefully Jesse Waters, this video get in front of you. This is somebody, I'm a conservative as far as socially and economic. I'm a theocratic as far as, when it comes to obedience, right? It comes to my moral compass. It comes to the laws of the lands, because I'm not going to let none of the laws of the lands, which is the will of God for me to obey, right? It is the will of God for me to obey the laws of man and the laws of the land. I will not do it if it compromises my walk with God. That's the only time it ain't going down. But rather than that, and because of that, I'm a theocratic and always will be, because God's law and his love comes first, right? And also it's in my decision whether I'm going to subject myself to any laws of man. I put them under the laws and love of God, right? But as far as like the things, the thinking, saying, and doing of a conservative, like as far as the principles and ideologies of conservatism, I'm with it. I'm with it. But I'm not a conservative.